Thanks for coming back for another episode of Testimonial. Today I'll be installing one of them swivel mount kits for the touchscreen in the Model Y Juniper. Now, personally, I never thought I would need one of these, but when this company, Tesstudio, reached out to me and offered to send one over for me to try out, I figured I might as well for the sake of you folks who are considering making a purchase. So let's get into it.
The kit comes with everything you need to do the install, including the tools and the hardware. Step 1, take the orange pry tool and take this plate off. This wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't that hard either. Next step is removing the wire harness that connects to the air cabin temperature gauge. Use a small flathead screwdriver if you've got one to click in this latch. Sometimes this will come right out real easy, but I had to use my screwdriver to kind of twist back and forth between the plug to get it to separate. Use the included Torx wrench to remove these two screws from the cover plate. Now we got to get up under the screen and take a look at these two 10mm socket style bolts. You can use the included wrench or get your own socket wrench. I think this is easier.
Once you get these two bolts out from underneath, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and shut the car's screen down. So you go under the safety tab, and it's generally all the way at the bottom, and you power off. After this, the AC is going to kick off. You shouldn't put your foot on the brake or do anything else, or else the screen's going to wake up. These guys always make it seem like it's so easy to take the screen out. This is my first try, so let's just see in real time what it really looks like once you loosen those bolts. Oh, look, my screen woke up already. How stupid. You know what, guys? I'm leaving it on. Let's see what happens. Okay, well, it wasn't hard, at least not for me. You don't want to pull this out hard, you don't want to damage the cables, and I'm pretty sure the easiest way for me to do this is going to be to fully rotate the screen, find some protective padding, because you've got to get a convenient way to access some of these screws that are back here. The instructions manual says to take out these two screws before unplugging the wire assembly, but I'm pretty sure if I unplug the wires first, that next step's going to be a lot easier, so that's the route I'm going to take. It says we can use the little crowbar tool to get the main wire out, so let's give it a try. I'm just going to kind of find that little tab, push it in, and pull back, and it looks like that one came out pretty easy. The other one looks a little bit more, let's just say, uncertain. Let's take a look and make sure we're not going to do anything silly here. We do have to get this white guard off. Hold the wire from here, come in from the side with the little yellow pry tool. Push in. Alright, that's it, baby. The screen is out, but I've still got to take off this back piece. Now to take out these two pesky screws, there's one on this side and then there's one on this side here. So from here, they want us to take the swivel bracket. Notice that there's a little L on this side and that the L should be on the left side. So we're going to just take this and basically put it into position. And after you get this in place, you're going to have to put on this little trim piece for the bottom. You take your cables and you route them through, and then you find a way to make sense of this. You'll figure it out. You can put these bad boys back in. Getting close. It's time to start plugging things in. Obviously, this pink cable is going to go back in the pink slot, and this gray one's going to go back in the black one. So I don't know if I'll be able to film this part easily enough for you, but we'll get the job done. Probably should have the screen the right way. We're going to finish the job with the two included screws. These go up underneath and should be able to tighten with this included wrench. And now they want us to reinstall this temperature sensor back to the plate that they included in the kit. Looks like there's only one way to do it, and you shouldn't be able to mess it up, but I've been known to surprise myself sometimes. And the final step is to insert the plug here and put the panel back on, so let's just get after it. Clicked into place real easy. We got clicks. I think that's it.
So it's in, the install is complete, and this is my view. The one thing I was surprised is that it actually comes out further, probably about an inch or two, and I wasn't expecting that. And at first it was kind of alarming and it threw me off, but now I've kind of realized that things are just at an easier to reach distance. None of my ability to see the icons is impeded. I don't know how it looks on the camera. It looks like about how the way I see it. I can still see the car icon, I can still see the air conditioning, I can still do everything, and it feels like shifting will be a little bit easier. Okay, so that's that. Well, I'm done with the install, and I'd say my overall take is that it's nice but not necessary. It definitely sets the screen out a few more inches, which was surprising, and I'd say it's good and bad. It's good for functionality's sake because it's easier to touch the buttons. It's kind of bad because it sort of throws off the aesthetic. So again, this is a feature that I never needed, but now that it's in here, I think I'm going to keep it. And if you're interested in something like this, you can check out Teststudio's website. If you like these tiny little modifications for Teslas, you ought to consider following my channel. I hate asking for subscribers, but at the least you could give me a little bit of a like. And if you made it this far in the video, I always appreciate a nice little comment down below. It always puts a smile on my face to see that I've got a couple folks here watching at Teslamonium.